Welcome, and a prime evening to all of you. I'm Thunderbird Prime, Master of Vtuber, and tonight, before we get to writing, a new Shoe0nHead video is dropped. We need to react to it. So, full disclosure, you see this red bar underneath the video? Yeah, that means I've already watched it. But boy oh boy, you can tell it's gonna be a doozy just from the thumbnail alone. It's all men's fault. Yes, I've been hearing that my entire life, and frankly, I'm tired, boss. And it's titled, The Male Loser Epidemic.
But at least we found out the real Epstein files were the friends we made along the way. Welcome back to the Shoe0nHead channel. If it is your first time here, run. I am Shoe0nHead, and on this channel I like to
That is a genuine warning.
issues. And I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump. And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic. Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class.
Or you could spend that money on, you know, vital things like health care, education, public transportation. No? No? Okay. I'm just saying.
We don't do that here.
And strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men.
You see the problem right here, right? Nothing says working class like luxury hotel rooms. You don't need to spend $20 million to figure out how to talk to men. You just need to listen to men. Please. You know, if you try to insert ads into video games, young men are just gonna hate you even more. This is a waste of time, a waste of resources, a waste of money, and you will achieve nothing. In fact, you will just double down on your twisted stances.
What young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Now hold on just a second. This whole getting rid of toxic masculinity thing was your idea.
Hold on. This whole operation was your idea.
And now you're complaining that you got exactly what you want. Make it make sense, please. That is my toxic masculine trait. My toxic masculine trait is wanting the world to make sense. And she said the pickings are slim. Well, you're no prize yourself.
Of young women out there that want to get married, they want to have kids, they want to have stable families, but there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh.
First of all, I live on the second floor like a civilized person. Second of all, I live with my foster dad, not my mom. Third, DoorDash? You know how expensive that shit is? This is partly why I've started learning how to cook by myself. I've been mostly successful. Man. Besides, if you were living with your mom, hypothetically, if you were living with your mom, why the hell would you be ordering DoorDash instead of treating yourself to mom's home cooking? Logic in this world? That's fantasy. Unfortunately, yes. Again, that is my toxic trait. My toxic trait is I want the world to make sense. I never really understood the whole stigma of living with your parents. I don't get it. Like, my old man was like, you know, hey, I know it's rough out there. You can stay here as long as you want. He's like, it makes more sense that way. It's like, it costs less money. We can talk more often. It doesn't quite make sense to me. It's like, I've seen this attitude mostly or also exclusively in the US and to a lesser extent Canada, but it's only with like white families. Like when I talk to like Asian families, Middle Eastern families, Hispanic families, yeah, they're all cool with their kids living with their parents, even in adulthood. So, I'm saying this as an Asian myself.
Leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home.
Look, you can blame some things on Gen Z. Yes, I'm saying Z. I'm Canadian. You can blame a lot of things on Gen Z. This ain't one of them. None of them want to be like... None of them are trying to make being socially awkward a cutesy thing. I don't think any generation wants to make that a cutesy thing. Women are entering the workforce. They're getting higher education than men. They're making more money than men. And they're pushing off marriage and having kids because they don't want to give up their independence. They don't want to give up their lifestyle. So, you know, the ball's in their court. And I'm not saying we should blame women for that. It's their choice. But to blame men for that, for something we have very little say in the matter, it's just ridiculous. So, let me get this straight. She's saying the problem is the feminization of men. In other words, she's saying that men being more feminine, in other words, men being more like women, is the problem. Chat, what did she mean by this? Chat, I think that sounds kind of misogynistic, don't you think?
They want to have stable families, but there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life.
Have you tried getting a job in this economy? Have you tried meeting new people in this social climate? I mean, touching grass, yeah, anyone can do that. It's just, it takes a little bit of effort, but yeah, that's the one point I'll concede.
He also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
Oh.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is...
Oh, I've heard this. What do you bring to the table? I am the table. So you're calling yourself an object. Funny that. Dino Nuggies, let's go! The ketchup too! And the Monster Zero.
Now, unfortunately, Tommy Lauren wasn't the only one.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Lazy young makers with cheap foreign labor. It's yourself in the face. Interesting. There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News always pisses and shits about. But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just like don't exist anymore. Then it's,
wow.
Oh, young men are all just lazy. They just want to be in their parents' basement, ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs.
You probably could have chosen a better choice of words for that, Shoe. Not gonna lie. Even she realizes I paused at the perfect time. It was at that moment that Shoe knew she fucked up.
I am not beating the allegations with this one.
No, you're not. So let me get this straight. Women want all the progressive stuff that helps them earn more money, get better jobs, yada, yada, yada. But they still hold men to the traditional standard of being the breadwinner, making more money, being the caretaker, being the provider, yada, yada, yada. You can't have it both ways. Sorry, but if you're earning more money, you're the breadwinner, and all the responsibilities that come with it. You made your bed, now lie in it.
Are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women without a college degree, whose
I know exactly why she's laughing. Men struggling economically, women most affected. The memes write itself.
The squeeze.
Just like in the last video, like Shu said. Men are doing everything that their grandpas did, but seeing none of the results. And when that happens, it greatly diminishes your will to continue working. Because like she just said, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. If you do not see the fruits of your labor, what reason do you have to continue laboring?
options, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks,
Let's see. If Kamala Harris loses the election to Donald Trump, disaffected young men will inevitably shoulder much of the blame, for the simple reason that the children are our future and nothing is scarier than angry dudes. Maybe these people need to pick up a history book.
There is an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring.
There it is. The most understated line of the entire video. Don't believe me? Pick up a history book. See what happens when there is a large group of disenfranchised young men who are angry and feel like they have nothing left to live for. Spoiler alert, very bad things happen. So, maybe, turn your attention to these men. Try to help them before it's too late. Back to brunette shoe.
So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with
I think it's bullshit. I think it's just another made-up narrative just to shit on men. Again. Like they've been doing for the past 30 years. And frankly, I'm tired, boss.
Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait, don't write that. No, you can't say that.
Nope.
No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A.
Oh!
Please subscribe, and if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip with the little tip jar down below. I'll give it a little heart. It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And
Heart
I will
hands.
see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video.
Oh boy.
Love that shit. Bye!
Make the VTuber video already, Shoe. We know you're making it. Just finish it already. There's been so many VTubers reacting to Shoe0nHead. She could make like a full ass compilation. Hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. Wow. Wow. It's a self-sustained economy, baby.